Are you unhappy with your chord progressions? Do you always end up writing the same ones? Or maybe you don't know how to create new variations. It sounds like you're looking to break free, be more adventurous, and want to add that extra spice that makes your chord progressions unique. If this applies to you, then join the club, because in today's episode we're going to dive into the beautiful technique of modal mixture or modal interchange. And we're especially going to focus on combining the Phrygian mode and the Aeolian mode. So let's create some beautiful chord progressions and let's get creative. Borrowed chords or modal interchange sounds more intimidating than it actually is. It's not as difficult as you might think, especially if you follow the easy steps and techniques that I will show in the upcoming chord progressions. So, where do we start? The first thing that we need to do is make an Aeolian or natural minor scale, and also a Phrygian scale. Once we have this, then we build a triad or maybe even seventh chords on each scale degree to find out what chords we have in both modes. Now with this overview, you can see what chords they have in common and which ones differ from each other. If all of this sounds unfamiliar or if you need to refresh your memory, then I do recommend that you check out my videos on the Phrygian mode and the Aeolian mode later. The links are in the description. In this first example, I'm going to use a chord from the Phrygian mode to make my chord progression sound more dark. And I will do this by switching the chords that are on the minor 7th scale degree. In Aeolian, this is a major chord, while in Phrygian, this is a minor chord. And to really show you the difference, I will first play the normal chord progression and then straight after that I will play the chord progression with the modal interchange. So, if you can make your chord progression darker, can you also make it brighter? In this case, yes you can, and I will do exactly this. In Aeolian, the chord on your 2nd scale degree is a half diminished chord. In itself a very beautiful chord, but it has more tension and it has a darker sound to it due to the minor 3rd and the diminished 5th. I will replace this half diminished chord with a major chord that lies on the minor 2nd scale degree that comes from the Phrygian mode. And just listen to how beautifully this major chord brightens and opens up the chord progression. Absolutely wonderful. When we use 7th chords, you will have another option that opens up for you. If you only have triads, then the chord on the minor 3rd scale degree is the same in both Aeolian and Phrygian. But when you turn it into 7th chords, then you'll see a difference, because in Aeolian we have a major 7th chord, while in Phrygian we have a dominant 7th chord. And does this make a big difference? Well, yes it does. Just listen to how soft the sound of the major 7th chord is compared to the strong and characteristic sound of the dominant 7th chord. Just one tone difference, but it creates a completely different world. And now the question remains, are we neglecting something? And yes, we are, because we're completely forgetting about the melody. Because with the melody, we can highlight the changes in the chords, But we can also emphasize the tones that are important to the mode that you're writing in. For example, in the case of Phrygian, the minor second scale degree is of vital importance. Now when I add a melody to the previous chord progression, just listen to how big the difference becomes between both progressions. And just a cool detail for the more advanced people watching. Did you notice the chromatic line that emerges from the chord progression? This would have never been possible without using the borrowed chords or modal interchange. So whenever you find yourself stuck on a chord progression or without inspiration, just see if you can borrow a chord from a different mode and integrate it. Having this option will vastly expand your horizon and your chord progression's color palette. If you're ready to dive into more videos on modal chord progressions, then check out this playlist. Or if you're curious about what techniques lie behind famous songs, then check out this playlist for my What I Learned From Song Analysis series. Don't forget to share the channel and subscribe if my videos are useful to you, because your support is wonderful. Stay inspired, and for now, see you next time.